Okay, my name is Crystal Rivas, and my partner is Isa Felix, and we observed an actual adaptive physical education class. Okay, so first, before I discuss about my observations and what I observed, I will first discuss what is adaptive physical education. So, adaptive physical education is a physical education which has been adapted or modified so that it is appropriate for the person with a disability as it is for a person without a disability. So adaptive physical education has a certain class for just students with disability, split with physical education on the side. Students are considered eligible for adaptive physical education services if their comprehensive scores is 1.5 standard deviations below the mean on a norm reference test, which meaning comparing test takers to each other, or at least 2 years below age level on criteria reference tests, meaning measuring student performance against a fixed set of predetermined criteria or learning standards, or other tests of physical and motor fitness, which is called assessments. The assessment that I know is TGMD2, and that goes for ages 3 to 10. There are certain assessments for different ages and what you're trying to look for in the student. Depending on what the scores you get, it determines if they're basically accepted in adaptive physical education or not. Okay, so I observed a teacher named Rob Williams. His education, he got his bachelor's in University of Redlands in physical education. He got his master's in education with emphasis in PE at Azusa Pacific University. The years of experience he has, he's been adaptive physical education teacher for 21 years. He's been a regular PE teacher for 1 year, and he also has been a teacher for opportunity class, basically meaning he's been a teacher for people who are bad students for 4 years. Okay, so the school that I went to observe him was Carter High School. This school is in Rialto, California. So the days and times that he's there Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:25 a.m. to 8:25 a.m. The size of the classroom is 16 students, 10 males and 6 females. Location is always in the gym. They don't have the whole gym. They have one certain area, basically one court, that the students are able to use. The types of disability for the class is cerebral palsy, intellectual disability, autism, and Down syndrome. So this class is moderate to severe students. So what I observe, they have a daily or Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine, which first they start in the lunch tables. They usually eat there in the morning. They eat their breakfast. Once they're done with their breakfast, Mr. Williams comes and gets them. They all walk together into the gymnasium. They put their backpacks down. Sometimes when some certain guys have to use the restroom, the guy students, Mr. Williams will take them to use the restroom. But the rest of the students, they would be warming up around the basketball court around 4 times, walking around just to warm them up. After that, they do their daily stretches. So they stretch out their arms, their legs. They also do ab work, which is pretty good. After the ab work, they run to one side of the court and back twice. And after that, the students start doing their daily activity for the day. At the end of the class, a 10-minute bell rings, and it's not really for them. It's just for regular PE so that the students could go and change and wait for the other class. So what they do, they just get their equipment, they put it back in the bag. They get their backpacks ready. They wait in line until the bell rings so that the TAs can walk into the class. Okay, so what I observed the day that I went, it's called modified baseball. So what the students do, they get splitted into to 2 teams, half and half. So there's a defense and a hitting. So the defense team or the defense team will be in the back of the line, the middle of the basketball court, and they cannot pass that line until the hitters hit the ball. Their responsibility, the defense team, is to grab the ball with 2 hands. If it gets hit to them, they get the ball and hold it in 2 hands, and they have to put it on top of their head in order to be called an out. The hitter's responsibility, of course, is to hit the ball off the tee. And we use a plastic bat because since it's modified, these adapted students can actually throw the bat. So we don't want to use a metal bat or a wooden bat or anything that could hurt somebody else. So we use plastic. So when the hitters hit the ball, they either have 2 options. They have an option to either run in the first cone or run to the second cone. The first cone is 1 point, and the second cone is 2 points. So when the hitter hits the ball, they basically run either option. If the defense team gets the ball and puts it up their head to make it out before the runner goes back to the tee, running back towards the tee, it's called an out. But if the defense does not get the ball on time when the runner comes back from the tee, they get a point. Either if it's 1 point or 2 points, depending where they run it. So that's one modified game that they usually play. So I asked a couple questions to Rob Williams that I thought was important. The first question I asked was, what grade do you like teaching the most? And he likes high school, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors, because they're more verbal and they interact more. Second question I asked, how do you motivate your students? He actually interacts with the students, and I've seen this myself because I observe there all the time. He's very interactive with the students. He actually does exercises with them as well. He connects with them a lot, and one way he connects with them is giving them a fist pump, just basically saying hi to them each day. The third question I asked was, what assessments do you use for high school? And he uses the Apache, the sports, and the fitness test for his high school students. The fourth question I asked if he has any tips for me as a future APE teacher. He basically just told me that I basically keep going to school, don't give up. And since I've been observing and volunteering a lot, he thinks that I should keep doing that to get better knowledge as an APE teacher. Oh yeah, the salary. There was a salary on this one. Unfortunately, it's not showing. I got in the salary from the Rialto School District. It's basically saying if you just get your bachelor's with the teacher credential, you can make up to $60,000 within like 15 years. Every year you get more on your salary, but it stops around $60,000. And if you get your master's degree with your bachelor's, you get even more. So your first year you can start off with $50,000, and then you work your way as years goes by, and you can almost make to like $80,000 a year. So I was thinking of stopping at my bachelor's, but now that I've had a more visual of how much this district can make, later on, hopefully if everything goes well, I will get my master's as well. So that's my goal. If I had to teach APE, I would first want to teach the children, kids who are in elementary school, before high school. And the reason why is because it's more of a challenge to know what you're getting yourself into. So that way, when I go to high school, it'll be a little easier. I know what the students are capable of doing. So the more challenge, the better. So yeah, and that's mine, and I will pass it on to Isa.